Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to part one of my video series. This is on what the application would entail when you're trying to apply for your residential permit. Two quick things. One, this is actually a reshoot. My first shoot, I accidentally flashed some information I shouldn't have like an idiot, and obviously had to reshoot the video. So if there's a discrepancy going from part one to part two, I apologize. So that's that. Second, look guys, I really do not need to hear how much the laws suck and I should get up and move. I know that, but you know what? My place is here. This is my hometown. This is my city. I was born here. I have friends and family here. I have memories here. I have to give a good effort here first before I decide to move. I need to give an effort. And once the moment I feel that, you know, it's not going to change, then I'll move. But right now I still feel that if we act now, we still have a chance to start getting back a lot of our rights as firearm owners. Okay. So, your application has to be typed. Okay. The range will do it for you. They'll actually give you a blank packet to fill out by pen, and they'll type it up for you. If you want to do it yourself at home, I'll provide the link to do so. Alright, the link to the government website to download the packet, and you can actually see what it looks like yourself. Alright, first off, you're going to have to pay the fee, which is $340 for the actual application processing, and $91.50 for printing off a live scan. And live scan is a digital printing system. There's no longer those FBI state cards and, you know, the black ink, so you don't have to worry about that. 2 passport size photographs, birth certificate, and a copy of your birth certificate. Any original documentation that they're asking you for, you're going to have to make a copy for. Bring both the original and the copy because they want to see it, and then they're going to take the copy and stick it into your file. Okay, so birth certificate, proof of citizenship, military discharge, DD-214 for you guys in the military, and I do thank you for your service. If you were dishonorably discharged, we'll get into that a little later. Proof of residence, driver's license, utility bills, you know, your lease. Make copies of those and bring the originals with you. Arrest information. If you do have any arrests or any type of record of that nature towards you, I suggest, if you seriously want to get your permit, to seek legal counsel. Okay. And I'll try to get a list of approved NRA lawyers in New York City. There's one real good one, and I'll provide his information in the description box. Okay, and that's pretty much it. The other two is going to be like proof of business ownership and letter of necessity. Those two pretty much pertain to people who are looking to get a business carry permit or a carry permit, and which, if you think you're able to get that out of your head, because Bloomberg has changed everything, and the only people who get good carry permits are business owners, people who deal in $4,000 or more in cash a week, celebrities, politicians. So this next page, which is the page I can't show you and I accidentally did, asks you for basic information: your first, last, address, age, height, weight, sex, you know, color hair, color eyes, things of that nature, and your current employment. Okay. So the section we're going to actually focus on is Section B of this application. I can actually show it to you. There's nothing on here that gives anything away. And as you can see, it's a yes or no checking of the boxes for these questions, and some of them we'll go over for a little bit. Have you ever applied for a handgun license issued by any licensing authority in New York State? Check yes or no. And if you check yes, you're going to have to type up an explanation why that is, and if there's additional paperwork that could support that, you're going to need to make copies of and hand it in. Okay. Been discharged from any employment. Now this one gets a lot of scrutiny. I see it on the internet forums all the time, YouTube, so on and so forth. Because it's so vague that everybody thinks that if you've been terminated from a job that you'll be DQ'd, disqualified. That is not the case. If you were a shitty employee, you always arrived late, your work was always wrong, things of that nature, you're fine. You will not get disqualified. If you've been discharged from employment because you were drinking on duty, violated drug policies, or you were caught stealing, then you will be disqualified. Alright, let's get that straight now. Use narcotics or tranquilizers. List doctors' names, addresses, telephone number, and explanation. This question, I 100% without a doubt feel is unconstitutional. Your medical records is your own privacy. No organization should have that authority to demand to know your medical history. But they ask. Check yes or no, and if you do, you got to give your doctor's name and addresses and get some notarized letters from those doctors and list the medication. Been subpoenaed to testify at any hearing or inquiry conducted by executive, legislative, or judicial body. Pretty much, you had to testify or anything of that nature, click yes, and if you have paperwork to support, bring it. Been denied appointment in the civil service system such as federal, state, or local. I had to click yes because I didn't get into the NYPD because of my hearing. So click yes, not click yes or no, check yes or no. Receive a discharge other than honorable. If you receive a discharge other than honorable, okay, it better be for a very good reason. Now, I didn't make it into the military. Okay, I have applied for the military. I didn't make it in because of my hearing. So, if you were discharged because of medical, like one of my friends had seriously injured his back in basic training, and they had to medically disqualify him because he jacked up the back that much. He got his pistol permit. Okay. But if you were rejected because, you had mental problems or, violated the Army's drug policy or whatever the case is, there's a good chance you're going to get denied. I'll bet my money on it. Okay. Been rejected for military service. Like I said, I applied to the National Guard. I was trying to get military intelligence, but New York National Guard did not have military intelligence. So I went for 86 whiskey as a combat medic. I was designated a 3 off the fuel scale. And those of you who have went through MEPS know what that is. And was denied my medical waiver. So I had to get my medical records from MEPS. Alrighty. Have applied for any type of license or permit issued to by city, state, or federal agency. Any permit that you could think of that was issued to you by the city or state, you have to give copies of. I have a New York State unarmed guard license. Okay, so I had to give a copy of that and click check yes. Just a little tip for you guys. It was told to me if you have a security guard license and want to get your firearms permit to upgrade your license to armed, the percentage of you actually getting a residential goes up significantly, because here in New York State you have to go through already a federal and state background check to become a security guard. So it does help. Where were we? 20 is, bogus. Has any corporation or partnership of which you are an officer, director, partner, or reply, been issued a permit by the police department. Click yes or no. Okay, let's get to these two. Suffered from mental illness or due to mental illness, received treatment, but been admitted to a hospital or institution, or take medication. List doctors, institutions, names and addresses and phone numbers. Once again, this is unconstitutional to me. This should not be asked. NYPD does not have a right to ask such a question. And I question not so much the validity, that's not the word I'm looking for, not even close, the scope, the reach of the NYPD able to obtain such information if you do lie on these applications. Because in order to get that type of information, you need approval from the patient. It's the whole doctor-patient privilege thing. I checked no because thankfully, thank God, my family does not have a history of mental illness. I'm mentally sound, so that's a good thing. The other one is, have you ever suffered from any disability or condition that may affect your ability to safely possess or use a handgun? List doctor's name, address, phone number, and explanation. Note, the following conditions must be listed: epilepsy, diabetes, fainting spells, blackouts, temporary loss of memory, or any nervous disorder. Once again, I feel it's unconstitutional, and I question the scope of them and actually finding out, but you must answer truthfully on these applications, because if you do lie, it could be a very, very messy thing. Okay, and that's it for questions 10 to 22. I believe here's where I cut the video because I should be at close to the 13-minute mark after I reviewed what I reviewed, and yes I am. Okay guys, the video will stop here and part 2 will come next.